What's up, sneaker fans? Thanks for tuning in to a More Than Hype review. And in this video, we have a pair of premium Dunk Lows in the Vast Gray colorway. Premium because that's just what's on the label. We'll see how good they actually are. This colorway originally released back in August, but about a week ago they restocked on the Nike app, and I was able to get my pair. So with all that said, let's get right into the review, starting with the packaging. And here we just have our standard Nike Sportswear box for these. So Nike logo up top in this infrared box, Nike logos peppered all over, and then we have our label on this side here. Official name of these, Nike Dunk Low Retro PRM, that's the premium. And whenever we see that PRM, we know there will also be a premium on the price tag. These retail for $110, so Dunks are getting more expensive, and that just seems like it's going to be the trend. Everybody complained about the quality of Dunks, but instead of just making them with better materials, Nike's also upping the retail price. Go figure. Official colors, Vast Gray and Summit White. Far as sizing goes, I got my true size here, and I recommend you do the same. So just get your regular Nike size, whatever you wear in other Nikes. For example, I wear an 8.5 in most Air Maxes and Air Jordan 1s. I got an 8.5 here, and I like the fit. Size conversion to women's sizing for Nikes is always 1.5 sizes up. So this 8.5 in men's is a size 10 in women's. Style code DD8338001. And that about does it for the label. So now let's take a look at the shoes. We open up the box. We got some white paper. But then here are the shoes. And like I said, they seemed very unassuming on pictures because it is a very pastel tonal look here. So nothing that really pops out at you, but getting them in hand, these are actually very nice. But let's get both pairs out and take a closer look. Now we got these out the box, let's take a closer look, starting with the upper. And as far as the quality goes, these do live up to that PRM in the name. Definitely much higher quality than what I'm used to seeing from Dunk Low releases. And we get this nice suede material throughout the upper. For what you're getting here, I think that extra $10 is kind of worth it. I'm not mad about the price hike for what I'm getting here, but that does not seem to be where Nike will stop. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, we got a pair of Dunk Lows in like a nubuck material. I'll put a picture up here. That retail for $160. Now we're getting into the Jordan Retro territory as far as retail price goes. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get more releases like that. But for this specific pair, I definitely do think it is worth the price for what we're getting. When I first saw pictures of these, I thought it was just a two-tone color shoe. But if we look carefully here, we actually do have the third, and that is pearl white. And that's that underlay, I'm pretty sure. So pearl white on our underlay here, so that's our quarter panel on our heel as well as our toe box. Same goes on the medial side. And then for our overlays, we have this Vast Gray color, or maybe it's the Summit White, who knows, around our toe box, up our eyelets, all around our heel here to our medial side. And then we have our Vast Gray here going all the way around on our swoosh. Matching colored stitching on our back tab here. And one thing I want to note here is kind of interesting to me. We have our pearl white color on our toe box here, but we also get it on our tongue. And we can kind of see how that color presents itself just very slightly differently based on what material that it's actually on. So even though we have the same color code probably for the toe box as well as the tongue here, it kind of looks different and doesn't match 100%. So really difficult to color match when it goes across different materials. Same goes for our swoosh here. So we have our gray colored swoosh, and then we get very similar colored piping around the tongue, but it doesn't match 100%. It's just a little bit more saturated here when it gets on this, or when it's shown on this fabric material versus a suede. And another thing I want to note here is the stitching. One thing that they really did nicely here is the thread themselves is color matched to the panels. So we have a lighter color stitching here for our swoosh versus the rest of the shoe here, which I think is definitely a nice touch. It really makes these look much cleaner. But taking a look on the inside now, Summit White everything down to the sock liner. Nothing on the aglets, as you can see. Standard stuff on the back of the label, which I can barely read through my camera. And that about does it for the upper. So moving on to the midsole outsole, not really much to say here. Summit white with matching colored stitching on the midsole, and our outsole in our vast gray color, looking very nice. And again, just that color matching is so difficult. We have our vast gray swoosh, same color on the outsole. And I'm not quite there, but very close. Just something to think about. And that about does it for these. So overall, I think this is a really nice pair. Definitely a sleeper. I did not expect them to be as nice as they are. Glad I was able to get my pair off of the restock on Nike. I do expect us to get many more restocks going into the holiday season, so keep your eyes peeled on the Nike app. That's about it for these. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe for more sneaker content, and I'll catch you on the next video.